Hey, also this is the Iron Dawn event. This is a Dark Commander event and Chaotic Killer. So this is my main hitting team. Uses the event ultimate form. Then there's a Slayer team over here that I was testing out on the multi-bosses. Didn't really do too much damage, but it's an option to consider. Then there's also a non-event team as well that's still hitting for good damage. So let's go over to the first team. I'll talk through this. Frontier Mavericks is the first card. This is just a left to right team. Increases Dark Commander attack by 1500%. This is good as long as all the other cards increase damage and not attack as well. Draconic Pantheon, this card is essential. A 550% damage buff to the one card. Lost Covenant. This increases self-damage by 300% plus converts. Plus it's 6 pink stars and 5 times awakened, which is quite unusual for my cards, making it an extremely effective hitting card. Covenant of the Eclipse, the event ultimate form. Increases Dark Commander damage by 300%. Increased by 5% for every Dark ultimate hero, so I would assume it's a 325% buff if this card is included in that as well. A couple of passives that have healing on the card to go with that. Then Nightmares of the Tropics. This is 3 pink stars. Increases Dark Commander damage by 285%. 1 turn cooldown as well, making it potentially very useful when crusading. And now for the relics. There's 2 chaotic relics on the team, so I can use this for the earlier levels of ultimates. Then it's just my best Dark Commander relics to go on the team. You can see here, here's one of the chaotic relics. Then the second one here. I think those two together break 16 shields, so I think that's enough for the first 10 levels of ultimates, if I'm not mistaken. Now for the Slayer team, this is an option to try if you don't have that many good Dark Commander cards. The first card is Moonblessed Monarchs. This gives the next Dark Slayer a 560% damage boost. Then there's Metaverse Masters with a 150% damage buff to any card. Both buffs go on Giant Clans Unleashed. This increases self-damage by 725%, which is really nice. Then Striped Sovereigns has a Dark Slayer increase of 150%. And then Ruthless Power Hunters at the end with an increase of 315%. Pretty straightforward deck. Should be good when the next Dark Slayer event comes around. Then for the relics, here we go. It's just my best Dark Slayer relics. There's a couple of relics that break the chaotic shields at the end. There's one of them. Then there's the other one here. And that's the final relic. There we go. Then the non-event option. Pretty similar to the first team, but I have made a slight change. Since this team does not use the event ultimate form, I have put War Machines on the team instead. This card has a 225% increase to Dark Commander damage, so a pretty decent replacement for the event ultimate form. And there we go. Has a passive that upgrades as well. Pretty decent card, but it's not going to do quite as much damage as having the event ultimate form on the team. But this is still a pretty decent option in my opinion. You can see the other Dark Commander Chaotic Killer cards I have. Metaverse Masters being one of the other important ones. You could always swap that on the team if you don't have all the cards that I have. Anyway, let's get on with the actual event. Here we go. Alright, so here we go with the actual event. I'm going to be testing out my teams on the Prismatic boss. It is also one of those Cudgel Week events. I'm not going to talk about this again as I've covered it quite a few times in previous videos, but you can see it all there with a similar shop to what you normally get. Alright, so the bosses do have poison and might, which are both pretty easy skills to deal with. This is my commander team here. This is doing the business, sometimes hitting over 1 on the big Q. A good team. Let's see how it does here. Alright, so here we go. In testing, it seems like left to right is the best activation order, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. Right, here we go. And then if the board is good enough, it would do nice damage on the middle card. If the board is not that nice, then it won't. This is not looking bad. This is not looking bad at all. So this should do pretty good damage. I think that's the optimal match. Let's see if I can one-shot the guild boss. That would be really nice. There we go, 1.4 Q. Superb hit. Boss has been defeated. There we go, look at that. One-shot the boss. Right, let's try the Slayer team on the multi-boss since that's where I'm going to be using it. Let's see how much damage I can do with a Slayer team. Alright, here we go. So I can't imagine the damage will be spectacular, but hopefully it will be reasonable. We shall see anyway as I use the team. This is going to be a suitable option for taking a second level of a multi-boss or not. About to find out anyway. That's not a bad board. With a Slayer team, just match the highest power gems, but there's a commander gem as well. So I need to bring the 1 gem in. Let's see the damage, 88.1 Q. Well, that's not bad, but it's not spectacular. So it's probably not going to be an amazing option for the multi-bosses. Okay, so now I'm going to try without the ultimate form, see what the damage is like with that. It's still a pretty solid team though, if I'm being honest, even without the event ultimate form, so let's see how much damage I deal. Alright, so here we go. This should be interesting. Quite a few high damage boosting cards here, but I can't imagine it would do as much damage as with the event ultimate form. It might do close though, you never know. Let's find out anyway. See if I can get a good grid going. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's see, maybe 500, 600 Q if I'm lucky. 400 Q. That's my guesses anyway. Let's see. Yeah, 651.2. That's still good damage. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. With a better board, see if I can get a better board just out of interest. If I can get a board like I had with the first team. Right, let's try. See what happens. It's definitely going to do a bit lower damage than with the event ultimate form, but it's not substantially lower damage. This is still a decent hitting deck. Right, here we go. Let it all crush together. It takes a bit of time. Yeah, that's a really poor board. I think I can quit out at this point. Probably around 900 Q max out of this team, I would have thought. There we go. That gives an idea of event team versus non-event team, plus a Slayer option you can try as well. So, it's given a few ideas. It's been pretty useful for the testing. There we go, that's done now. Alright, so now over to the collections. It's a little bit disappointing. The Legend Souls, these don't really have any use. I think this collection should be removed from the game and replaced with something else. Never mind, let's go ahead and claim it. There we go. That's that done. Right, skip through all of this. There we go. Now to see what it is this time around. Oh, right, over to the leagues page. Oh, a light vanguard, interesting. Dawn's Holy Sentinel. Let's have a look at what the skills are. There we go, there's the Vanguard, Sentry, and Gem Silence as well. That could potentially be a really good Vanguard on a light and dark mixed defense or a rainbow defense. Yeah, I'm liking that. Gem Silence is a good skill, plus Dispel Weaken as well. Not looking bad at all. There we go. Back out of here. Over to the Ultimates page. Scroll down and collect the support hero, Nocturna of the Dark. Now to take that up to 6 stars. There we go, that's that done. Let's claim the bonus hero. This time around we are getting... Oh, that's half of a really old Ultimate form. Let's scroll down and find the deck that it's from. It's a long way down. I'm going to add the pink star anyway, even though it's not an Ultimate form that I'm going to be using anymore. But there we go, 4 pink stars on this Ultimate form. Plus it is a chaotic killer one as well, so I guess could be useful for the killer skill. Now to have a look at the event Ultimate form itself. Covenant of the Eclipse. This is an increase of 300% to Dark Commander damage. It's an extra 5% per Dark Ultimate Hero as well, Dark Commander should I say. So I would assume that stacks up to 325%. I'm not sure if the card itself is included in that though, so it might be 320%. Not sure on that, but anyway, it's still a decent increase to Dark Commander damage. Then for the other skills, the passives with the health, healing as well. Yeah, pretty decent Ultimate form, good damage increase, plus healing as well. The Ultra Rare has the buff, but remember it's not an Ultimate form, so it will lose 5% if you use this on the team. It's still the card to get though, if you can only get one of the cards. Increases Dark Commander damage by 300% for 3 turns. Plus it has the passive healing as well. And there we go, I think I'm about done with this video. I hope you found that interesting and helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is always very much appreciated. I've included a previous video on the screen, plus a playlist. Plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.